Welcome to Taking Care of Business with Freddy Fix-It Santori and Alan, the Voice Knight, as they bring the power of AMP2.TV video format to the radio. Today's show will have interviews and concepts that bring you, the public, closer to how real radio and television work hand in hand to bring the best platform to sell your business. Tune in on the WWNNradio.com website or follow AMP on AMP2.TV website to see radio. Now, here are your hosts, Freddy Fix-It and Alan Knight.
Good evening, Boca. This is Freddy Fix-It Santori with...
we reach a lot further than just Boca. All of Broward.
All of Broward. That's my co-host.
The world. You're on the web.
My co-host. You know, today you have the energy, and today I don't.
Oh, I look. Last week I looked tired.
Yes.
Now I'm not.
This week you're not. You're into it this week.
Okay.
Alan, the Voice.
You got to generate some speed here.
That's right. And how are you, Mr. Allen?
I'm very good. Thank you for inviting me for a second show.
I got a compliment for you from one of the listeners who wrote in.
Really?
To the AMP2.TV network, and they sent a little memo, and they said that you have a perfect voice for radio.
Thank you. Does that mean that I look ugly, but my voice is perfect?
But they didn't say anything. They just said you had the perfect voice for radio.
Man or woman?
It was a woman. Her name was Mary Ann, and she's from Boca.
Okay. I thought Mary Ann from, let's say, Gilligan's Island.
No.
That'd be okay, too.
So it'd be nice to say hi to Mary Ann, who's probably watching you on...
Well, hi, Mary Ann. Thank you for listening to Taking Care of Business on WWNN.
Look at him. He's such a ham. Now he's acting, taking care of business, man.
It's name recognition. We have to make sure that the folks who are listening, who have a potential business, know to get in touch with us.
That's right.
You, really.
No, us.
I'm a side dish.
No, you know,
you're the main course.
No, it's with us. You can watch us live on WNNradio.com. This is radio you can watch by going to their website and clicking the little TV button. You can see us live, or you can see the archives, which we put in there. I just want to say that tonight's show is being brought to you by AMP2.TV, 866-224-5422. The only true network television plugged in is what they call it.
That's toll free, by the way.
Yes, it is.
And that number again is
866-224-5422.
And the website as well.
It's AMP2.TV is the website.
AMP2.TV.
That's right. We're bringing how the use of video and radio combine to make a living, to sell promos, to do all sorts of interesting
things. The whole
things.
concept of your business could be wrapped up in this particular program, and we can take it to the nth degree.
Well, he is on all cylinders today.
I know. I just know how the concept works. You've explained it very well. We've utilized it on our program, the Night and Day Show, that's in the process of finding a home pretty soon. And the minute they do, then we will get your part of the package, too, to make it a lot better.
Night and Day, you still have your shows on your website, right?
Yes, we have it on the, well, we have just
Radio
the one
Night
at the moment.
Now it's Radio Night and Day. Is the website
yes, Radio Night and Day. Well, we have RadioNightandDay.com and then RadioNightandDay@AOL.com to email us.
That's right. And you can email this gentleman if you want to do any type of voice production, any type of video production. You can ask for Alan Knight, and you can go on his website and see some of his work, which is very clever.
Well, we also have a personal appearance coming up. You're invited as well. You heard what's going on in Boca, the 30th?
Tell people.
I brought in just in case. Wine Country Safari is at Meisner Park in Boca, and they're having a get-together Saturday, August 30th. This particular major event will benefit the Twin Palms Center for the Disabled right here in Boca Raton, and there'll be wine, hors d'oeuvres, and music, live music, a silent auction, who's who here in South Florida is going to be there.
This is in Meisner Park?
Yes. The exact address is 501 Plaza Real in Boca Raton. It's that Museum of Art. I'll be mingling.
Oh, you'll be mingling? I thought you were the grand...
Is that a euphemism for eating? bidding on things. There are going to be some celebrities, and I'm not counted as one.
Of course you are. You're the biggest celebrity.
So it's going to be a grand event, and it's August the 30th. Let's see, it'll be a week from this Saturday, August the 30th, at the Boca Raton Museum of Art.
Which is on the corner. You know, I saw that they had a line the other day around that building. Was it something going on? Has this been going on?
I don't know. I've been there once before, and this was in the society paper for the Palm Beach Post.
Well, I heard that
they actually printed my picture. Can you believe it?
I can believe it. I heard that you're going to be the doing some kind of ceremonies there.
Oh no, that's something different. Yes.
Tell us about
well,
that.
thank you for allowing me to be in high demand because of your visual and audio capabilities that we've coupled together. I'm having a lot of things on my calendar.
Tell us about your
I was recently hired at Kings Point of Del Rey to be the Master of Ceremonies. They will be having something on Friday. They'll be introducing me on stage this coming Friday. It's going to be a Motown show, and
how do you get tickets, and how much is it cost?
You have to be with Kings Point Del Rey. I'm sure kingspointdelrey.com.
Is that open to the public?
Yes, it is. And it has a wonderful auditorium, so this will be my first time to be on stage, and they'll introduce me for 5 minutes.
That's pretty
and say,
good.
here's your Master of Ceremonies, Alan Knight.
That's pretty good, Alan. It just means that you're getting bigger in the world of the public eye. Now, you've been doing this for many, many years.
Radio, yes, for over 30 years.
Well, now you're becoming a television personality.
Well, that's because of amp2.tv.
Yeah, he's always doing the plug-in. The nice thing is that the radio and the television programs actually go hand in hand. The way that things are, you have to reinvent the wheel. So you take a concept like radio, AM talk radio. A lot of people tell me nobody listens to talk radio, but from what I've seen,
I've been hearing that since, and I've worked for some major networks, and I'll throw names out. CBS Radio. I worked there for 14 years, but more of my recognition over the years used to be at a radio station. It was on the AM dial, and people to this day still remember it was a 1,000-watt radio station. And I used to talk about my mother being in Denver, Colorado, or things like that, and they still to this day, how's your mother in Denver? And over something with CBS is on a global scale versus this little network station here in your little community gets the word out.
So it does work.
It can still work, absolutely. It doesn't matter how many people hear you. It's to make sure that the right people hear you.
That's right.
If you can concentrate on the specifics, demographics, and things like that to get your message heard, and if you come up with the concept of combining radio and television, yes, you're going to have more, but it's a more centralized number, whether it could be the older demographics, younger, income, all these different variations you can put together a package.
Well, a couple of things. Number one, I listen to a lot of FM radio as well. And a lot of people on the FM networks, they do a lot of talking, especially the morning shows, which are fun.
Yeah, those morning zoo concepts.
Right. Like, let's say when they do the phone call, the phone taps, okay? All of that is vocal. It's not selling music, which is what FM radios are known to do, is to put out music.
Right.
So the talk portion of what goes on AM is still being done on the FM stations, okay, in a different format.
Well, and it's limited. FM obviously is going to cost more, but when you're putting together a concept of radio on AM and you're doing a talk format, the talk formats for FM are limited. You know, if you have, like, let's say an Elvis Duran, you're not going to be talking for a good 35, 40 minutes.
That's right.
You get more for your, more bang for your buck when you're doing a talk show on the local.
But the phone taps are tremendous on those shows. They actually play them over and over again.
Right.
So the talk concept does continue to work. What I like about video, though, is that how many people do you know will look up the archives on a radio show? Okay, let me look up and let me hear what was done this morning. And they'll go to a website and they'll do, I think they call them podcasts. I don't know many people. I don't do that. I would never look up a radio show. Let me listen to this that happened. But on video, you go back into the archives and you look at shows. And it could be funny. I mean, you and I have done a lot of funny stuff.
Yeah,
in the past
you laugh at your
video.
your convenience. When I first started into radio, I was doing music, and then it switched to talk from midnight to 6 in the morning. Now, it's not going to be the biggest audience that there is.
Midnight to 6 in the morning.
Well, I used to also work as a school teacher, and I used to record kids on the playground and play them in between the records back in the day.
Really?
But it was a unique concept, very different. But anyway, doing that overnight broadcast, it's not going to be the biggest, but you have people listening longer, and you have people listening more intensely, and you become, you know, if you're not going to have the big numbers like you do on the morning zoos, but you have the people who will really listen to your every word, or they'll get involved more. There's a whole world out there. Just because you go to sleep at 10, 11 o'clock at night doesn't mean that everybody does.
You're absolutely
the
right.
Police department, the fire department, the mail carriers. You have a whole world of people. I used to get Krispy Kreme donuts when I was on overnight. I had, this is why I'm overweight today, probably.
That's why you want to lose more weight.
I'm on a diet now, yes. But there was a gentleman who used to listen to me on the overnights, and he, every week, used to bring 3 dozen Krispy Kreme donuts to the station.
That's 36
I had
donuts.
lots of friends. Yes. Well, I didn't eat the whole thing. I would share them. But
who are you going to share with at 12 o'clock midnight?
And if you do you ever have a Krispy Kreme donut?
I have.
Oh, or sometimes with the little the cherry filling ones. Not the ones with the little hole. No, you have to fill up with the cherry filling.
So let me get this right. You had 36 donuts that you had to share from midnight to 6
I had about 5 or 6. I could put away. They melt in your mouth. They're not the same as they're smaller than the Dunkin' Donut.
Yes, they're smaller,
so the
because
circumference is a little bit less.
They will kill you quicker.
Krispy Kreme donuts are like the donuts of, what's that, Crystal Burgers. They're littler, but so you can eat more. The same
that's horse
concept.
meat. Then you end up.
It's not horse meat. What are you I'm sorry, if you're listening, if the CEO from Crystal Burger, no, he's right about everything else, wrong about this.
Hey, did you see McDonald's published that they've put horse meat in their burgers?
I didn't hear this.
I read it. I'll show it
here
to you.
in the United States?
In this country, yes.
Because I'm sure the FDA, well, there was something years ago, was it Taco Bell or Taco Viva? And this had to be, it was Taco Viva, it had to be over 15, 20 years. I don't know if they're still around, but when they changed over from the how it's worded on the menu, that they had to say, they didn't say horse meat. Instead of beef, it had to say meat.
Byproducts.
Well, you had to say meat or meat byproducts. Yes, everything has to be labeled according to the the FDA. And I didn't hear about this with McDonald's.
Yes, that's what I read.
It has to be, let's say, in another country.
It's not in another country. It's in this country.
Well, okay, did they mix it?
I don't know. I
together?
didn't read the article.
And it has to be disclosed. You have to put that, you know.
I will look it up for you, and I will text
and
it.
I get information from McDonald's because I have a couple shares of McDonald's.
But they would never tell you
I didn't
because you're
see that
away.
in the McDonald's review.
But there's nothing wrong with horse meat. I know lots of people that eat it.
Okay, yes, I eat liver.
From a horse?
No. I'm sorry. I'm not.
You eat horse liver?
No. This isn't Silence of the Lambs. No, calves liver. I love that. That's good. I'm all different kinds of meat, except I haven't eaten like elk. Gator I tried when I was a school teacher. One of the kids brought in gator meat. It's a little tough. I've tried that.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
How you could see the concepts that you could start with and blend into, you can't get that on the morning show, that it goes from one extreme to the next.
That's right. You can't get any of this kind of talk on there unless we were to call Bridget and do a phone tap. Which we can do.
Working.
We can adapt to their schedule.
If you're just tuning in, Bridget's my fiancée, if you're not familiar with that.
Yes. Oh, he's very happy about that, by the way.
I am?
Yes, he is,
okay.
by the way, because Bridget's listening.
Okay.
I know.
Yeah.
He's out of his mind. Anyway, let's talk a little bit. I don't want to go down that road.
Okay.
Let's talk
I am excited about it.
I know, not the way you said it, though.
Oh.
Let's talk a little bit about the shows that AMP is actually working on. We have Hallie Elise coming on after us.
Oh, yes, okay. What time does she start?
She starts at 6:30 to
6:30 to 7. And what's her show called?
Hallie Elise Show. It talks about
she thought all day for that name. Okay. The Holly Show.
The Empowerment Show.
The Empowerment Show.
Yes.
Okay, that's from 6:30 to 7.
Yes, and Hallie tells it like it is, and she's short and sweet. And don't mess with her, because she put the jinx on you and you'll weigh 5,000 pounds.
Okay.
Okay? And she's right behind you, so be very nice.
I'm looking over my shoulder.
She's right over you. And then we have We
Okay.
Are the People from 7 to 7:30.
All right. This is
Tracy Marks.
This is the lineup. Yes, 7 to
Tracy
7:30.
Marks, and they talk about student loans and helps students and parents. Now the school has started.
Well, usually student loans are now parents' loans. They shouldn't be student loans. It's the parents who are going to have to pay.
I tell you.
I had a loan, and they don't forgive. That stays with you. You have to work things out because that stays with you your entire life.
You got to pay for that, so don't make a mistake when you take out your loans.
Well, you tune in. You tune in at 7 o'clock, and you'll find out the ins and outs. And then what happens at 7:30?
And then at 7:30 we have the School of Deliverance, which
Okay.
has become rapidly our #1 watch show.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
On the AMP2 television network.
Yeah, because
AMP2
Yeah,
TV.
and we put them on NN as well. What happened is they went down to Miami and they're helping people. They helped a couple who were
Miami
suicidal.
needs a lot of help.
Well,
I'm
this
sorry,
couple
that's
was-
a shock.
This couple was suicidal, and they were going to kill each other. There was a love agreement or whatever, and they stepped in there and they helped these people out, and they brought them on the air, and it was watched by over 30,000 people. Watched that show. It was tremendous. But talk about impact. You know, when you have video, you can place it in different places. Video starts at the radio station and goes to your website, but then there's YouTube and Twitter and all sorts of other things that you can do with it.
Right.
And you can cut it into 3-minute segments if you just want to highlight it and do whatever.
When I went to broadcasting school, they taught us radio is a theater of the mind. Now you can bring about the picture
Picture
that
of the
goes
mind.
with the words.
It's
So
a picture in
it's
the-
a win-win
It's a theater
situation.
picture of the mind.
Oh, is that it?
That's what it is.
Okay.
Now we have
You're
crayons.
the Picasso that you are painting those pictures.
Well, the amazing thing is, Alan, if you have a business, you know, not everybody, right now everybody's struggling to find work. Times are tough, even though things seem to be getting slightly better. If you open up your own business and you want to promote it, you have to do advertising. You got to advertise who you are, where you are, and the things that you do, just like you did tonight. You did a nice little reading for this promo that you're
Right.
going to be the MC at an eating. You have to advertise your business in order for it to grow. Very important. So what's the best thing you can do? You can go on radio, or you can go on television, or you can combine it.
Well, you're bringing both to the table.
Exactly. And you know, we've done remotes at Paradise Bank. We did a remote for your show.
Yeah, that was fun. Bridget, my fiance, wants to do something like that again.
That is
to
a lot
where
of
you
fun.
can broadcast from your particular business. Imagine you don't even have to leave your business because your business needs you on site. So what happens? You come to them.
That's right. And the nice thing is, if you're going to do a show from your business, and you've never done a show, the first thing that comes to mind is, I can't do that. How do I do this? You know, you tell me, oh, come in here, do a show. How do I do this? So you bring in somebody like an Alan Knight who sits down and he does the interview process and he explains it, and we zoom it into the radio station, and it's zoomed out into the websites on video, and it all gets done right from the comfort of your business. And you can highlight your business, you can show it off, what it is that you do, and then we will teach you how to take the show over and do your own interviews.
So it comes full circle. Taking care of business.
That's right, and that's how you do take care of business. And what happens is you start with an idea and you build on it, and the next thing you know, with the cameras and lights and and everything going on, more people are going to be attracted to your business. They're going to say, okay, it's like the Cheers. You remember Cheers in Boston?
Of course.
You ever went to the bar when they shot that?
I've been to Boston, but I have not visited the Cheers there.
I loved it. I went there. They sell tons of shirts and mugs and all sorts of things. But the bar was packed. But they watched them film. It was unbelievable.
Well, promoting your business. You ever see the show Pawn Stars?
Yes.
Okay.
You were there.
What happened with just this year, I met Chumley from the show. Lost a lot of weight, by the way.
I saw that.
But what happens is, if what you see on camera is one thing, that you see, oh, this big shop and all the things in the back. Do you know that at least half of the shop at least half, if not more, is all marketing stuff that they have. From T-shirts to mugs. I've seen Chumley's face on everything that was. I mean, you're really surprised when you go in there of everything that they have, all marketing themselves, and that part they don't show.
No, they only show what they do.
Exactly. So yeah, you have to market in any way, and they're selling those. They're selling those mouse pads. They're selling.
Was it crowded when you went in?
Oh yes, they have somebody who is making sure that there's a line. They have to limit the number of people that go in.
Well, you know, it just makes me laugh because that show came out of nowhere. I mean, those guys aren't megastars.
Correct.
They did
now
the show.
They're rock stars.
Well, now they are because they've been put on the air repeatedly over and over again.
Correct. Well,
So-
there you go. If you have the concept that works to where they were not like the Paris Hiltons, they were not like the George Clooney's of the world. No, there's a vast between those two. But yes, the everyday folk, and they took something, and now look where they are. How long have they been on the air? 10 years ago, they were nobodies.
They were nobodies.
My cousin is in the pawnbroker business in Denver, Colorado, and now that business has changed based upon what the folks, Pawn Stars, have put a precedent on.
Right. But the amazing thing is that if you produce a show from your business, suppose you walk into somebody's business and there's nobody there, and you come back a few days later and there's still nobody there. What do? Oh, you start advertising. You bring in dancing people, dancing girls, whatever, to get people into your store. And what I'm saying is...
Dancing girls?
Why not?
Okay.
You ever been to a store? Have you ever gotten into a mall and you walk into a store and there's nobody in there? You're the only
Yes.
person in the store. And then you come back a few days later and you're still the only person in the store.
There's an issue there.
There's a problem.
Yes.
Well, wouldn't you do something to correct that problem?
Yes, of course.
And you could put an ad in the paper.
You have to adapt, and even what works today may not work tomorrow, but a concept that you are going to take with amp2.tv and radio, putting them together to have a package where it's not going to cost you an arm and a leg. There's another old expression.
That's right. It's not going to cost you a lot. And we also train and help you get the program.
Well, that's like the priceless part of the MasterCard commercial. That
What's in your wallet?
That's Capital One.
Oh, okay,
where
sorry.
you need somebody. Well, because I listen to advertising, I want to know what's going on in the world. The thing is, when you have someone who's been in the business, I'm not the longest person in radio in the business, but you bring your television aspect, I bring the radio, and you have to help someone along.
That's right. And at the end of the day, once they get it under their belt, and the sky's the limit. We've been asked certain restaurants to do a show that we produce.
I always like doing restaurants. There's food there.
But you can't eat.
No,
you are
eat the right
strictly
kind
no
of food.
more eating.
I've already lost 10 pounds. No, I can eat food, the right kind of foods.
Well, what's that? A banana?
No, I don't really eat bananas.
Well, there you go. No fruit either in your diet because of fructose. You can have whole wheat bread and maybe some water.
No, I can have more than that.
Okay, so there you go, ladies and
I
gentlemen.
had beef and broccoli today. Thank you, Mr. Nutrition.
Well, that's good stuff. That's pure protein.
And water.
So if you have a business that you cater to food, Alan and I would love to go there and help you host and eat on the set and show you how things should be done, and you promote what it is you do from within, and you show the world. People will see the setup.
Well,
they get to
food
see
or
everything.
services business, anything. And
Yeah.
the concept can work for any type of business.
That's true.
I'm just thinking with my stomach. Now I'm back to thinking with my head.
There you go. You're not hungry.
All right, so let's say we have to give contact information.
Contact is either amp2.tv. You can write there. There's an email address there. It's Freddy at amp2.tv, or you can call 866-224-5422. And if you call the radio station to find out whether or not things are legit, the number here is 888-565-1470.
You speak like the man on the street. If you want to find out if it's legit.
Yeah, because a lot of people. Because a lot of people.
If it wasn't, I wouldn't be here.
Yeah, but a lot of people have called that we have spoken to and put them on the air.
Right.
And they'll go, this radio TV show, Taking Care of Business, is it real? Does it exist? And they have called.
Yes, but if it was not a legitimate setup and above par, no, I wouldn't want my name associated with it.
Oh, there you go. Well, thank God that it's legitimate, because we wouldn't have Mr. Allen, the voice, Knight with us.
Well,
but at the same time, if you want to make sure, if you want to come down and see the productions that we do in the radio station, how's that? You can come and check us out that way, and we'll give you a tour. We'll show you how the equipment is set up and how everything works. Is that better?
Yes, you can be a star.
You too can be. You too can be a star.
No, but if you have a business, you are part of that business, and that means you're going to be the face of the business. You can have the most wonderful product, but if your service sucks, nobody's going to go there, and vice versa. I mean, you can have the greatest thing, but if you're not marketing your company right, you're dead in the water.
That's right. If nobody knows you exist, then
that's like the tree in the forest. If it falls, nobody's there to hear it. Absolutely.
And but give us a try. 866-224-5422. We'll come down to the WNN radio station, take a look, we'll give you a tour. Give us a call there. It's 888-565-1470. And what about Mr. Knight? You want to give us some plugins if they want more information?
Oh, okay. Well, they can get a hold of me, and we can talk and discuss.
Give them that unique number you have.
Oh, 954-709-ALLEN. 954-709-ALAN, which the numbers are 2526. It's a good thing my name isn't Bartholomew, otherwise I'd need an 800 number.
That's right. You would need a European number.
And my email, easy, radio night and day at AOL.com. Night is spelled with a K. Radio night and day at AOL.com. If you have a comment, suggestion, anything, well, I'll get back to you.
Excellent. Okay. Well, that's it. That wraps up another show.
That was quick.
Of Taking Care of Business. We want to thank you for listening in.
And watching.
And watching. And if there's anything we can do to help promote your business, give us a holler, give us a call, come and visit us. We would love to hear from you. Any last parting words there?
No, I think you summed it up pretty good, too.
All right. I want to thank Ken behind the glass and Linda, the board up today. And we'll
the
see
lovely
you guys.
Linda.
The lovely Linda.
Need some
Bridget,
adjectives.
Say hi to Bridget.
Oh, hi, honey.
And we'll catch you next week. Same time, same place. See you on the other side.
You have been listening to Taking Care of Business, powered by AMP2.TV. You can reach AMP2.TV by calling 866-224-5422 and join the AMP2.TV radio TV network. We give you all the tools you need to have your own show, both on radio and TV, and bring new energy and ideas to the business you're trying to promote. If you want to be a leader in new concepts and make your business #1 in the area, AMP2.TV has the platforms to get you there. 866-224-5422 is the number to get you started. The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its hosts, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management,